Why? Because you can't do it. One man said, in fact, it was a woman named Mary, no man chooses evil because it is evil. He only mistakes it for happiness. William Hazlitt said, how little security have we when we trust our happiness in the hands of others. And finally, Eric Hoffer said, the search for happiness is one of the chief sources of unhappiness. Running after something, thinking that you're going to get happiness because you get something in your hand, you will never get happiness. My thesis tonight is that the only real happiness is the happiness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to take a moment to look at our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How can you find true happiness in this dunya when those whom you love will depart? Abdurrahman ibn Auf asked Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, a question, and I would like to ask the same question tonight that he asked. His son Ibrahim radiallahu anh was at the point of death, and I want you to imagine holding your little baby, and the Prophet began to cry. Abdurrahman ibn Auf said, wa anta ya Rasulullah, you too, you crying? Our Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, hiya rahmah, is mercy. And then he said, the eyes may cry and the heart may feel sad, but we never say except that which pleases our Lord. Brothers and sisters, you know what? The only glimpse of happiness in this world. Sheikh Qadri, we were together a few months ago, and I mentioned about my daughter Subhana, that she was getting married. Allah bless her, she got married 2 weeks ago to a man named Luqman, and right now they're in Egypt on their honeymoon. You know what a honeymoon is? And you know why they call it honeymoon? It's from the French. Moon means month. And the French say that when you get married, the sweetest time is the first month. Glimpses of happiness. How often we've been on honeymoons, and the great love between the husband and the wife. How can you be happy when somebody been married 30 years and all of a sudden one day the husband said, I don't want to be married to you anymore. Or the wife says, I want to get a divorce, I'm not happy. How often? How often do we have people come visit Masjid al-Taqwa 1 block south of our masjid, a homeless shelter, 1,000 homeless men? How could you find happiness here when those whom you love been married for years and then someone dies? How can you get happy? How can you be happy when our senior citizens who have been retired for years have to go back to work because of the economy right now? How are you going to be happy? We had a janazah this morning. One of our brothers, his baby died a few days ago. How could you have happiness here Alzheimer's disease and sicknesses and all of that. Millions of people visiting the emergency rooms and emergency rooms in the hospitals every day. How can you be happy here? So brothers and sisters, I'll leave you with this thought. I want to mention a woman that probably you never heard of before. Because I want us to walk out of here, this conference, with something that's going to affect us so that we have the right attitude. January 26, 1972, there was an airline 33,000 feet in the sky that was blown up by a bomb. Everyone on the plane died except one woman. Her name, Vesna Vulovic. 33,000 feet in the sky. Let me give you some perspective. Remember the World Trade Center? And you remember people jumping off of the building and dying? The distance, 1,368 feet. Tell me how a bomb explodes 33,000 feet in the sky and the plane blows up and a woman 22 years old survives because she wasn't part of the plane